EmpowerFuse with your host, Dr. Carolyn M. Rubin. EmpowerFuse is a show of empowering messages with a focus on encouraging self-confidence, resilience, and a positive mindset. Certified life coach and 6-phase meditation trainer, Dr. Carolyn Rubin, will unleash inspiration together while igniting motivation and creativity. Dr. Rubin will discuss many topics such as healthcare, leadership, life, growth, and will add in some laughter too. So please welcome the host of EmpowerFuse, Dr. Carolyn Rubin.
Good morning, everyone. It is such a gift to be with you today. Let me start out by asking you a question. Do you ever feel like you're waiting for some grand, life-changing event to spark your creativity or bring you joy? Like you're waiting for a big break, the big moment, the lightning strike. Do you catch yourself waiting for a grand event to change everything? Maybe it's that promotion, that trip of a lifetime, or that life-altering moment. The most profound inspiration isn't out there in a mountain peak or waiting in some once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's right here, in the ordinary, the simple, the moments we often overlook. Inspiration doesn't only arrive in fireworks. More often, it whispers in the small things, in the way sunlight streams through your window, in the laughter of a child, in the stillness of your morning coffee. By the end of this conversation, I believe you'll see the world through new eyes. Ordinary won't look ordinary anymore. It will look extraordinary. Welcome to EmpowerFuse, unleashing inspiration together, where we ignite the extraordinary potential inside you and turn it into lasting impact. I'm Carolyn Rubin, and today we're talking about something that has the power to completely shift how you see your life. Finding inspiration in everyday, ordinary moments. Now, I want you to take a deep breath with me. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, think back over the last 24 hours. What's one small moment you almost overlooked, but now realize it had some beauty in it? Hold that thought in your mind as we begin, because today I want to show you how the extraordinary is hiding in the ordinary, and how when you notice it, it can transform your life. If you're listening live or watching the replay, I would like for you to type into the comments one small thing that made me smile today. Think about it. Note it in the comments or write it down and hold that close to your heart. As we go through the rest of today, we're going to look at how joy can be found in just ordinary things. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about the illusion of grand inspiration.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals.
Welcome back to EmpowerFuse, Unleashing Inspiration Together. Over this next couple of segments, we're going to talk about the illusion of grand inspiration. See, we're going to start out first, though, with the illusion that most of us carry. We live in a world of highlight reels. You get on to social media, and it doesn't matter which one you're watching. There are reels everywhere we look. Some of them are stories of big moments. Someone climbing Everest, or someone launching a company. Maybe someone is winning an award or getting married. Inspiration gets packaged, and it's loud, and it's dramatic, and it can be unforgettable. But when you see the reels today, how long do you remember what you saw? See, there's danger in just paying attention to the reels. If we only value inspiration when it's wrapped in big packages, we miss the steady glow of inspiration all around us. If we focus on the reels and wish it was us, what are we missing that we could actually grab hold of and make it ours? See, we begin to believe that inspiration only counts. It's wrapped in something massive. That if we aren't traveling to exotic lands, writing best-selling books, or standing on big stages, well, we're somehow missing it. I know. I have felt that way too. See, there are seasons in my life when I thought, if I could get to this one milestone, then I'll feel inspired. I'll feel alive. I'll feel fulfilled. And when I got there, oh yes, it was a wonderful feeling. And I was inspired and I was fulfilled, but that feeling faded quickly. And then it became, how quickly can I make that happen again? How do I get that feeling back? See, when we only value the big, we miss out on the beauty of the small. And what happens? We feel blocked. We feel unfulfilled. We start to believe inspiration is rare, instead of realizing it's actually constant. What stayed with me wasn't the applause in the room. It was something smaller. A colleague quietly saying, "Thank you for believing in me. You changed the way I see myself." That was the real inspiration. Have you ever reached out and had your fingertips on a big goal only to feel that something was missing? Think about what small moments around it carried a deeper meaning. What's the little things that meant more than the outcome of the larger thing? Think about it a minute. Put it in the chat or write it down. See, we keep rediscovering micro moments. This is where shift happens. It's training our eyes to see inspiration in the everyday moments. How do we do that? We start by shifting our lens. What if inspiration was hiding in the small rituals of your day? Imagine your commute. Take a moment. Close your eyes. Not if you're driving. But imagine your commute. Instead of scrolling or rushing, you notice the sky. Maybe it's pink, gold, painted in layers only God could design. Or you're making coffee, and instead of rushing, you take time to smell the aroma. And you let it remind you that life is made of these grounding moments. I'll never forget one hectic day in healthcare leadership. I was late. I was stressed, and I rushed past a window when something caught my eye. It was a butterfly, and the wings were patterned like stained glass. I only paused for about 10 seconds, but that pause reset my mindset. It gave me calm walking into a very large meeting. You never know when those small things are going to be there. But think about it. The way sunlight pours through your window in the morning, the sound of laughter you overhear from your kids or your neighbors, or maybe it's your team members in the office. The colors of the sky that shift every evening like an artist is repainting the canvas. These are not small things. These are whispers of inspiration. But here's the key. You have to be present enough to notice them. I like to call this becoming a moment collector. Instead of rushing through your day as a passive observer, you train yourself to spot beauty, to collect wonder. For me, Sometimes it's as simple as watching the rhythm of rain hit the window, or noticing the intricate veins of a single leaf on my walk. Those details remind me there is artistry all around us if we only look. Inspiration was there. It just required me to notice. Right now, wherever you are, I want you to pause. I want you to look around. I want you to notice one detail you've never paid attention to before. Maybe it's a texture. Maybe it's a sound or a color. But take time to grab it and put that picture in your mind. Remember it. Write it down or speak it into your phone. What was that one moment, and how did it make you feel? How will you remember that moment as you move forward? See, these little micro moments, they're just ordinary moments offering you inspiration. But if we don't slow down, or if we're only looking for the big picture, we miss those little moments. Maybe it's at breakfast. Maybe the kids are helping to make pancakes. Or maybe they're helping to clean up or to set the table. What's the laughter in the room? What's the energy in the room? See, all of these little moments make an ordinary day an extraordinary one. Because we've changed our lens and we start seeing it in a different light. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we are going to talk about the science of everyday awe.
Did you know that your beliefs create your entire reality, but it's the subconscious beliefs that do most of the creating? Belief shifter and life coach Shiraz can help you identify those limiting beliefs and eliminate them, often in a single session.
Like, it was almost instant. Like, I had relief right away.
Creating better health, relationships, careers, and finances. Let Shiraz help you step out of safety and into awareness.
Definitely something's happening. It's like a flow inside. You know, it feels good.
Whether in person or online, Shiraz provides personal coaching, belief shifting. Visit Shiraz at energeticmagic.com or call 416-529-7429. Energetic Magic. Find your greater happiness. Be well. Be aware. Be magical.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back to EmpowerFuse, Unleashing Inspiration Together. We're going to now talk about the science of everyday awe. Here's where it gets exciting. See, science confirms what our heart already knows. But let's take this even deeper, as there is science behind it. Psychologists studying awe discovered that even in small doses, like looking at a flower or hearing a piece of music, or maybe it's watching the stars, it triggers a cascade of benefits. Awe lowers stress by reducing cortisol. It increases gratitude, and it boosts creativity. It makes us feel more connected to others and can actually rewire our brain. But here's the part I love. The brain is like clay, and it can be reshaped. When we consistently choose to look at joy in the ordinary, our brain literally gets better at noticing it. We create new neural pathways that make gratitude and creativity more natural. This is why leaders who notice small things, who appreciate people, who pause to recognize beauty, become magnetic. Their ability to see deeply allows them to inspire deeply. This is neuroplasticity in action. The brain rewires itself based on what we repeatedly focus on. When we practice noticing beauty in the ordinary, our brain literally gets better at spotting it. Inspiration becomes our default. And I'll add this from a faith perspective. What if awe is not just for our benefit, but also a reminder that we were created to see God's fingerprints in everything? The way the world is designed invites us to wonder. When you look around, when you take a step, when you go on travel, what are the things that you look up and you look at and you wonder in awe? I want you to close your eyes for 10 seconds. Think of the last time you felt awe. Maybe looking at the ocean, the night sky, or even watching a baby sleep. Notice how your body feels when you're remembering that. That's the power of everyday awe. Those are memories that our brain will continually bring to us. And those are the moments that we will start seeing. We remember to look. So, what do you see when you close your eye? Please put a comment. I'd love to know. Now, let's talk about some practical hacks for daily inspiration. See, We're going to make this very practical, because how do you begin feeling inspiration in the everyday? Here's a few tools you can start with, like an inspiration jar. Several of us might have them on our desk, especially if we have a big team that we lead. Might be a success jar, an inspiration jar. But every day, jot down one small thing that inspired you, sparked joy or wonder. Maybe it was the way someone smiled at you, or the flavor of a meal, or the way the stars looked at night. Maybe it was the moon that we had a couple of weeks ago. Jot it down and put it in your jar. And then on hard days, pull out one of those pieces of paper and remember, beauty was never gone. It was just waiting to be noticed. I once had a week where everything felt so heavy. There were so many meetings and timelines and deadlines, and it just felt a little overwhelming. But when I opened my inspiration jar, I pulled out a note that said, "The way my granddaughter laughed at dinner." See, I have 11 grandbabies and one great-granddaughter, and we love to get together. And it's always so much fun at dinner time. And there's always giggles going on. And that tiny reminder brought me more peace than any big achievement ever could. Turn errands into adventures with mindful walks. Don't just walk to get somewhere. We have enough times that we have to do that. But walk to notice. Pay attention to textures, colors, patterns, sounds. Do you hear birds that maybe you've never heard before? What do you see that you normally miss? Life becomes richer when you walk with eyes open. And journaling prompts. At the end of each day, ask yourself, what surprised me today? Where did I notice beauty in something ordinary? And what small moment sparked gratitude in me? When you practice these, you actually retrain your heart to see what's always been there. And the last one I'm going to give you, I'm going to make it a photo walk challenge. See, there's a bigger picture. When you stack up small, inspired moments, they transform your life. One inspired morning coffee. One inspired walk. Maybe it's an inspired conversation. Over time, these moments weave together into a mindset, a way of living where you are constantly awake to wonder. And it doesn't stop with you. When you live inspired, you inspire others. People notice when you're fully present. They notice when you see beauty. And it gives them permission to see it too. Your life becomes a ripple of inspiration. Not because of some grand achievement, but because you decided to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. This week, I want you to take 5 photos of ordinary things that inspire you. A shadow, a leaf, a smile, a cup of tea, or maybe it's a meal that you've sat down to. At the end of the week, review them and see how beauty is always present. Now, I want you to take 60 seconds and write down 3 ordinary things you're grateful for today. Don't overthink it. Just list it. Feel free to put it into the comments or into the chat. Write them down. Now, look at your list, because that's inspiration. When we take time to realize the beauty around us in our everyday life, whether we're headed to the office, dropping kids off at school, headed to a sporting event, so many things that keep us busy these days. Maybe that moment is watching your child make a goal in soccer or hit the ball during t-ball practice. Or maybe it's the laughter at the playground. For me, each day when I go to the office, I love to hear the team members outside my door laughing. I love hearing the fact that they take a moment to see how the weekend went, or how somebody's new baby is doing, because they're taking the time to notice and to change their ordinary day into an extraordinary one. Because that's what really brings joy to our hearts each and every day. We're going to take our last commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about cultivating a life of discovery.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back to EmpowerFuse, everyone. Unleashing inspiration together. We're taking ordinary moments, making them extraordinary. Right now, we're going to talk about cultivating a life of discovery. See, here's the bigger picture. When you stack up those small inspired moments, you actually transform your life, because they accumulate into a life of discovery, a life of memories of those little things that brought you joy. Again, that inspired morning coffee, or maybe it was an inspired smile, or an inspired pause. Over time, this rhythm reshapes how you think, how you lead, and how you love. One inspired walk, one inspired conversation. Over time, these moments weave together into a mindset, a way of living where you are constantly awake to wonder. And it doesn't stop with you. When you live inspired, you inspire others. Have you ever noticed when you walk by someone, or maybe they get in the elevator with you and you say good morning and you smile? What is the response that you get in return? See, people notice when you're fully present. They notice when you see beauty, and it gives them permission to see it too. Have you ever taken a moment to tell someone how nice they look? Or you love the outfit they're wearing, or maybe the glasses that they just got. Any little ordinary moment becomes an extraordinary moment when we take time to notice. Your life becomes a ripple of inspiration, not because of that grand achievement, but because you decided to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. And here's the ripple effect. It doesn't just change you. It changes people around you. It gives them permission to stop and smell the roses, to take time to notice the small things. In leadership, I found that people rarely remember the big speeches. They remember the small moments you noticed them, listened to them, believed in them. That's everyday inspiration at work. When was the last time you were promoted, or you promoted someone else? You took time to invest in them, to make their dreams more of a reality. Do you think they noticed that gesture? They did. And it meant more to them than you probably realized, because you noticed something in them to say, great job. Keep up the good work. We're glad you're a part of the team. So I want you to repeat this with me. I choose to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. Say it again. I choose to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. Now I want you to say it again, but this time I want you to say it louder. Everybody around you should hear you. I choose to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. See, when you become that individual who finds joy in the smallest of things, people will notice. And they'll ask you how you're doing it. What brings you joy every day? How is it you come to work with a smile on your face every single day? Because you noticed the extraordinary in the ordinary that morning. So here's my challenge for you this week. I want you to find one ordinary moment each day, just one ordinary moment each day that sparks inspiration for you, that inspires you. And I want you to write it down. I want you to savor it. And I want you to share it with someone else. Let it shift your perspective. Because inspiration isn't hiding in the distance. It's right here, right now, in your everyday life. It's just waiting to be noticed. So one per day, write it down, savor it, and share it. Because when we bring others along with us, we bring joy into everyone's lives. And we help them find the inspiration in that ordinary moment. Thank you for joining me today on EmpowerFuse. I love spending time with you every Saturday, and I want you to remember this. The extraordinary impact often comes from embracing life's ordinary moments. I want to close with this mantra. The ordinary moments in life are not interruptions. They are the inspiration. So remember, the ordinary moments in life are not interruptions. They are the inspiration. So remember, one more time, extraordinary impact often comes from embracing life's most ordinary moments. Stay blessed. Have a fabulous weekend with your friends, family, loved ones. And until we meet again, keep looking, keep noticing, keep savoring, and keep living inspired. God bless you. Bye-bye.
This has been EmpowerFuse with your host, Dr. Carolyn M. Rubin. Join us each week as Carolyn brings individuals together to share ideas, to collectively support each other, and to spark inspiration. Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern.